are now joined by BYU Senior Associate Athletic Director and Senior Woman Administrator at BYU, Liz Darger. It's a pleasure to have you in Studio B, Liz.
So good to be here. Lots of great things happening.
Oh my gosh.
The day after an incredible name, image, and likeness deal from Smarty Streets to all female student athletes at BYU. This is groundbreaking, transcendent stuff, and it's really fun to watch.
No, it really is. There's when NIL legislation first was discussed, I think it was mostly discussed around football, men's basketball, and really the high-profile student athletes. And we've seen a lot of things happen around the country with NIL, but it's been really, really neat to see how different corporations have stepped up to sign these deals with student athletes that they believe bring value. And being in that room yesterday and witnessing that with our female student athletes, it was an amazing feeling. And I think Smarty Streets is really paving the way and leading the way. They are showing the importance of empowering women. They're showing the value that women bring. Our female student athletes are remarkable. You guys know that. I mean, you think about what they bring in terms of a confidence, what they bring in terms of they are fierce competitors, but they are kind, they are smart, they are inclusive. And so you look at their hard work, you look at their platforms and how they use their platforms for good. And for a company like Smarty Streets to come along and say, we want to do deals with every single one of them, I think it says a lot about our female student athletes and says a lot about Smarty Streets and their vision for what they want to do.
They could have said, we just want the Courtney Waymans and the Michaela Coolahans and the Shayla Gonzalez. They did not. They said everybody.
They did.
Which is pretty cool. So when did this deal sort of come about, and how does what's BYU's involvement in helping facilitate or not these kinds of things? Because you guys want the athletes to have this, but also there's sort of rules, and we're still figuring all this out. Yet BYU's kind of leading the way here.
So Smarty Streets and Jonathan Oliver, their CEO, he expressed interest and reached out to us for some education to make sure he wanted to understand NIL a little bit better. And so there were conversations where we were educating him about the rules, about things that he could do, and he would sort of ask things, work with our compliance department and run things by us, and throughout those discussions, he indicated what his wishes were, and so he organized the meeting at the Provo Marriott yesterday, and he wanted every single female student athlete to have that opportunity, and we were just blown away by that and thrilled by that, and really grateful. Again, I think it shows. I mean, anytime you elevate a student athlete and show how they can use their brand for good is a great thing. But for him to see the value of offering it to every single female student athlete, it's next level. There's nothing like it in the country. It's absolutely next level, and love that it's happening at BYU.
I saw Front Office Sports tweeted that FAU got a deal from the Florida Panthers similar for their women, but I haven't heard anything else with anybody else. Have you?
No, I haven't, and I heard a little bit about that deal, and this deal that Smarty Streets is offering is up to $6,000 for each of those female student athletes for some social media posts and also some engagement with their employees at corporate events and things like that. Which that's a piece I actually really like. In speaking with their CEO, Jonathan Oliver expressed that he wants his employees, he wants Smarty Streets and that corporation to get to know these female student athletes and how incredible they are. He wants his employees and their families to be able to interact with these female student athletes. And I think that's a part that we don't talk about as much. But any of our fans, Cougar Nation, as they interact with our female student athletes, they see that these are just remarkable women and women that we'd want all of our young boys and young girls to look up to and say, I want to be like that when I grow up.
Amen to that.
BYU Senior Associate Athletic Director Liz Darger is with us on BYU Sports Nation.
I was going to say, Spencer and I are two of the champions of women's sports calling these games, right? So this is awesome. I'm so happy for them because they deserve this, and hopefully this is just the beginning, right?
Absolutely. And just from a timeline perspective, how long did it take to put a deal like this in place, having to jump through hoops and go through some red tape through the NCAA? So how long of a timeline was this?
Yeah, there were discussions happening over a number of weeks, and wanting to make sure that Smarty Streets had the information they needed, and then working through compliance and looking at some other things. And so yeah, it was a number of weeks to make sure that Smarty Streets felt like they had the information they needed to be ready to strike a deal, and that we felt comfortable from our end in terms of giving the proper education as well.
So, I mean, this is up to $2 million in compensation if every female athlete was given the $6,000. Is this a deal that will be a recurring thing, or is this just a one-year deal and then you'll visit it again next year? How does that work?
So Smarty Streets has indicated that this is a deal for now, and they are really anxious and excited and hopeful that other corporations will follow suit, and will see the value that these female student athletes bring. And so that's really the hope, which is one of the neat things I think about CEO Jonathan Oliver. Is it's not just about him and his corporation. He really is looking for ways to empower women as well. So his hope is that this just starts a groundswell of lots of companies and corporations becoming a part of this.
How many female student athletes are there?
About 300, if you include Cougarettes and the female cheerleaders.
Yeah, 300. I'm telling you, it's wild that they said, yep, we're going all in on everybody. I just think that's amazing. Okay, we buried the lead here. Each athlete gets Air Jordans.
Yeah.
That's part of the deal.
How about that?
Yeah, that was kind of a snuck in, right? I mean, yeah, where's that? That's there were very loud cheers for that. That was announced before.
Forget the 6,000. Give me the Jordans.
No, in fact,
6K.
I turned to the person next to me and said, "Oh my gosh, like the cheering for the Jordans was
That might be
incredible.
$2 million by itself. Just the Air Jordans.
That is incredible. In terms of that compensation, it said up to $6,000. How will the other? Is it just dependent on how much they can do, how much time they have to help out, or
Right, exactly.
earning
so
capability?
Right, so there are different deals that Smarty Streets will present to individual student athletes. Yeah, based on their time, what they want to commit to it, what they want to give to it, and so that's totally within Smarty Streets and each individual student athlete to work through that.
What's the role of BYU athletics in helping the athletes with this? Because you want them to thrive, but you also have this fun. It's not an issue. It's just a thing you have to deal with, I guess. Of athletics itself gets sponsors, and the individuals get sponsors too, and you're hoping those can both thrive.
Sure, yeah, and as NIL legislation was being talked about at the beginning, those were a lot of things athletic departments around the country were talking about, is how do we help support our student athletes and this wonderful new opportunity, and we support that opportunity and want them to have every opportunity. We also have corporate sponsorships that are very important to us as an athletic department, and so how do we sort of strike that balance of encouraging our student athletes and encouraging corporations to do what they feel is in the best interest of their company. And so we have done a lot of education, and we tried to communicate very transparently with our student athletes that we support this name, image, likeness, and this opportunity for them, and the importance of communication and coordination, so that we make sure that we're doing our best to support them, give them the education they need, but we also are doing what we can to make sure that we are supporting our corporate sponsorships that are so valuable to our athletic department.
And then Utah County is uniquely suited to approach this, which is a huge blessing for everybody associated with BYU.
Absolutely. Part of our mission as an athletic department is that we want to be distinct and exceptional. And we believe in winning. We want to be exceptional at what we do, but we also believe in being distinct. And I think you see from the past couple of months and what's happened with NIL and some things that have benefited our BYU student athletes, it's very distinct. And in some ways, it's sort of leading the way, I think, for other athletic departments to see if, like, oh, there could be a different approach in terms of how companies and corporations can address this and can approach this. And that's all, I think, because of Cougar Nation, because of Utah County, because of our wonderful corporations around here, and donors and fans that see the value of all of our student athletes. And when you think about it too, I kind of compare it to, I'm not a parent, but I'm a very fiercely proud aunt.
Yes.
And when you have your nieces and nephews that you think are like the most remarkable little people on the planet, and when someone else recognizes that, you're like, thank you. Yes, I've been telling you this for so long. Can you? And so that's what yesterday felt like, is for us as an athletic department, for our coaches, for our student athletes. Like, we know these are absolutely astounding women. They are unbelievable. And so to have a company come in and recognize that and want to use that, I think we all felt like very proud parents or proud aunts and uncles being like, yes, this is what we've been telling the world, and thank you for recognizing it.
What a fantastic deal that's going. Leads me to my final question, Liz. You brought up that this is setting an example for other athletic departments across the country. How busy are the phones right now with schools watching what BYU is doing and calling you and be like, How is this happening? Like, what kind of communications are you having with other schools?
Yeah, I would say as we talk with colleagues around the country, there are lots of discussions, and every state has their own legislation around name, image, likeness, and so every state's going to function a little bit differently in terms of what their constraints are. But we've had very great, healthy discussions with our colleagues who have said, "Wow, what's happening there in Provo is pretty great," and it's always fun to be on that end of a conversation to feel like, yeah, there's some really neat things happening here, and really it all comes down to our student athletes. We're so proud of them and proud to be associated with them.
Fantastic. We appreciate you hanging out with us to discuss this groundbreaking stuff. This is incredible.
It's awesome. It's great. Thanks for having me.
Air Jordans for everybody. Love it.